the low back comes from sitting a shit ton, because then, your hips get shut down, gets super tight. And what that would mean is when the two of the primary hip flexors, your psoas major and iliacus, those two they kind of quote unquote form together for the short version term of iliopsoas, which is actually two muscles, but we pretend like it's one because it's just simpler to explain. But they wrap like really tight around the iliac crest, just above your leg bone, okay, just above the femur, and they attach into the low spine. So when they get shut down, they just kind of lock and they start pulling your hips into anterior rotation, anterior tilts. So you start walking around like you got sticking out that ass for tips, and you don't mean to, right? Which forces your low back muscles to think, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. They start to tighten up and you get locked in that position. So now when you start doing shit, all of a sudden you're forcing your hips to go from a tilt to normal as you like crunch and you flex at the hip. Well, that's going to cause tension, because now you're asking muscles, especially the abdominal complex, to start doing shit, to loosen up muscles that are like set in stone almost. So you need to, like, if someone has a low back issue, let's just say I got back pain. Okay, are you sitting a ton? My first question is, when's the last time you've done any like core work, any basic crunches? Not just core work, because that's way too complicated of a term.
Yes.
When's the last time you've done any crunches, any leg lifts, any kind of quote unquote core work where your hips have got to flex? Okay. And if it's, well, I don't know, I haven't done forever, then it's like, okay, bet now we know what to do. Because anything where you're standing too long is going to hurt you. Anything when you need to bend over and break that transverse plane is going to hurt you. So I know to stay away from that until I can fix you appropriately, which would then mean we got to loosen up the glutes. We got to focus on getting some proper extension and a basic range of motion. And then the corrective exercises to do that, aside from palpation, clinical massage, and so on, maybe even some stim or acupuncture works wonderfully also, would be to specify exercises that strengthen the muscles and the recruiting process that has been weak or dormant. So flexion in the hips, core strength and stability through recruitment, like planks, or even a farmer hold that forces you to keep your hips tilted. I hate to say go on a bosu to do it, but if you're able to, there's a spot there between advanced and rudimentary exercises where we can kind of find out where your body is at. So we would need to go after to correct the issue that's wrong. Then whatever is wrong is causing you the pain. In order to correct it, we need to strengthen the things that are weak. Mm-hmm. While at the same time, forcing the muscles and the sequences that have taken over that are causing you pain to die down a bit. That's what corrective exercise is.
Yes.
It's not just blindly driving through shit without thinking about when and where the compensations start to kick in. Because if you don't know when the compensations start happening, you're going to end up, throwing mud on the wall and hoping that something sticks, which could make shit worse.